Welcome to Formosa Dream Chasers
We're your hosts, Mary Ann.
and Ching-En.
Please join us as we explore the journeys amazing people take in pursuit of their dreams.
And get insights from their experiences
Let's hit the road.
and get started.
Hello, and welcome to Formosa Dream Chasers. I know that Chingen and I have shared our love for all kinds of food in the past, but for today, we will be sharing our love for Mexican food in particular.
Yes, and we invited two guests from Hsinchu, right, to share their story on how they got started with their Mexican restaurant in Taiwan and what they are doing now to further promote their business and share their love for the cuisine. Welcome to the show, David and Ivan Perez. Could you tell our audience something about yourself first?
Well, as you said, we're from Mexico. We come from a place that's called León, Guanajuato, donde la vida no vale nada. It's a very famous song and it's a very famous saying. I came to Taiwan when I was 18 years old. That was 2010. And I just fell in love with the island and I'm still here 15 years later. And then my brother, that's his
Yes,
part.
my name is David. Nice to meet you guys. I've been here since 2018, so I have like 7 years here in Taiwan.
Oh.
So, yeah, not that much, right?
So
Just 7 years, right?
It's still a good amount of time.
yeah, it is, but not like 15 years.
Well. So you came both at different times.
Yes.
Oh.
There's a story there. So I came here as a student. I just stayed, but by 2017, I had a big motorcycle accident.
Oh.
I almost lost my right leg. I was really close to chopping it out. And that changed my life. That's the thing that I think that's the turning point of my life. I spent 2 years between wheelchairs and crutches. I've been through 4 surgeries and I'm still standing. So I guess that's a good thing, right?
Yes.
And in 2017, when the accident happened, my mom came to help me out. And then...
Hello, Mom.
Hola, mama. Hola, papa. And then he came a year later because, mom gotta be at home. Otherwise, it became chaos. So he came, and that's where his story in Taiwan began.
Okay.
That's how the story began with Mr. Wei. Because after the
accident, I had to find... I was a very big sport guy. I loved soccer. I used to play soccer every day. And when that happened, it was a tough blow, like mentally, emotionally, physically, and I just had to find something else to keep me going. And cooking has always been a passion because I learned it from my parents. My mom is, she's a great cook. Mom's cuisine. The only person that can top mom's cuisine is grandma.
Okay.
So, yeah. But
Okay.
my dad, he's also great. Whenever he was in the kitchen, everything was delicious. So we grew up with that and they used to let us cook with them. So, we focused on that and we used to cook at home. We started getting people to come to our place and just to share the food and they were like, "Oh, you should try. It's pretty good." And that's how it started. One day we were like, "Should we do it?" And yeah. That's when the magic happened.
Yeah, yes, it is.
So why did you first come to Taiwan? I mean, what motivated you to study here in Taiwan?
I met this wonderful guy, El Profe Wang. I call him like that, El Profe Wang. Saludos, Profe. He's the person that I met in Taiwan. He saw some potential in me and he became friends with the family. And then one day he just asked me, "Hey, would you like to start in Taiwan? You already speak Spanish, you already speak English, you speak French. Would you like to learn Chinese?" And I said, "Why not?" That's exactly what happened. Why not? And he helped me to apply, and then I got into Tsinghua University. And I just want to give a big shout out to Tsinghua for having me as their student. It was a great pleasure. It's still a great pleasure. I'm still around. My job is still in Tsinghua. So that's how I came to Taiwan, and it has been definitely unforgettable, amazing experience.
Okay. You met your professor, right?
Yes.
In
Mexico.
Well, he was in Mexico.
He's married to a Mexican lady. They have 2 beautiful kids, and yeah, when I met him, he was teaching Chinese in a school I was studying at and playing soccer at the same time. So we met and we just became friends, and then he became friend of the family, and that's when he made the proposal.
I'm assuming he's Taiwanese.
Yes, he is Taiwanese.
Wow. That's such a fascinating...
That is a fascinating story.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, how did you come up with the name for your business?
I'll
Mr. Wei.
I'll pass the question to...
Okay,
the guy.
So we were thinking about the name,
Yeah.
and then like a Taiwanese, when they call, then they take the call, they say Wei Ni Hao,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We're like, okay,
Hello.
it's so familiar. And in Mexico, we call Wei as like a brother.
Okay.
It's like a Wei, it's like a brother. It's like a, I'll say that, like a...
Hey, what's up, dude? What's up, brother?
Like dude, yes. So we called Wei. But the main idea was because my name in Chinese, I'm David, and my name in Chinese is Da Wei, right? So that's why we say, okay, we can use the Wei, Mr. Wei.
Out of curiosity, if you call somebody using the word Wei, how would you say it in a sentence? Like, how does that sound?
Hola, Wei.
Hola, güey. ¿Cómo estás, güey? It's very Mexican.
Yes.
No matter where you go, even if you go to Latin America or wherever you are around the world, if you hear somebody speak Spanish and throw the word way somewhere in the sentence, he's Mexican.
Oh,
It's
I
very
see.
Mexican.
Really? So it's not very common with other Latin American cultures?
No, every country has their own word. For example, if you go to some other countries, they might say parce, pana, so
Maje.
maje. So in Mexico, it's way.
It's similar to kind of the word bro, like hey bro.
Hey, bro.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Do we know where it came from? Like from...
Yes, from 1754.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Exactly.
Actually, I don't know.
I think you are the first person to ever ask that question.
Okay,
Wow,
just
that's a really
curious.
good
That's a very good question. That's a mystery for Mexicans.
I will
Where
ask
does way come
ChatGPT
from?
because I don't know.
I will have to ask ChatGPT about it.
Yeah, I know, because I learned Spanish like for a few years, but I know there are variations in Latin America.
Oh yes, yes.
So-
Spanish is a language that if you learned it in Mexico and then you move to, let's say, Spain, you might have some trouble with the translation of some words. Let's say, for example, torta. Torta in Mexico is like a sandwich, right? With using French bread. But if you go to Argentina and you ask for a torta, they will give you a cake.
Yeah.
And if you're from Argentina and go to Mexico asking for a torta, looking for a cake, they're gonna give you a sandwich. So yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's the beauty of the language.
Okay. See. So you mentioned that you had an accident,
Yes.
and so your mom came to Taiwan to take care of you, and also they brought your brother here, right?
Yes.
Yes, because my mother was here for 6 months, and we have a little brother and a little sister, so they needed her, right? So she was like, okay, David, so I think it's your turn to come here to Taiwan to take care of your brother. I was like, okay, yes. In that time I was working in Mexico, so I was like, okay, let's do it. Actually, my main idea was like to come here to take care of him for like a year or 6 months and then come back to my work in Mexico. But yeah, I'm here.
What were you doing back home in Mexico?
I was working in a Mexican bar restaurant.
Oh, cool.
Yes,
Okay.
in Guanajuato, called El Cazador. That's a restaurant.
Was it difficult to adapt to Taiwanese culture for you?
Actually, for me, it was not, but just the food. Yes, I came here and for 2 months I just ate McDonald's.
Oh.
Wait,
Yes,
why?
I became fat. Yes, I became fat, so fat. Yes, yeah, because the Taiwanese food for me was strange. Because back in Mexico we had the Chinatown, not the
Yeah.
Chinese food, but I didn't like Chinese food. So yes, I was not familiar with the food.
Oh, I see.
So when I came here, I was like, what is this? McDonald's? Okay, yes, well, let's go to McDonald's. Yes.
You didn't try the other fast food? No KFC, no Burger King, only McDonald's?
Only McDonald's, yes, was the only solution for me, McDonald's. So I just went to McDonald's.
Okay.
Yes. About my brother, I don't know.
It was definitely difficult. The language, the culture, but even though it was difficult, I had a lot of Taiwanese friends and a lot of Taiwanese people that made it easy. That transition of leaving your country, starting new. My classes were all in Chinese, and my professors were amazing people. Once again, I want to thank them for all they did for me. They helped me a lot with the English materials, and I became better at it, and I just enjoyed the first years, even though it was hard. It was a beautiful experience. I was just trying to experience everything that I had here. I tried different variations of food, from the chow fan all the way to chow tofu, and what's the other one? Pitan.
Pitan.
Pitan. I tried all in different parts of the country: Tainan, Kaohsiung, Hualien. So it was definitely a magical experience.
I'm curious with regards to the timeline. So when you first came here, you were a student.
I was a student, yes.
And how long were you studying? And what were you studying?
I came here to study engineering.
Okay.
I did an engineering in optomechatronics, and by 2014 I graduated, and then I took a master's degree.
Here?
Sí. Yes.
Okay.
Sí.
I understood that. No problem. No problemo.
No problema. No problema.
Okay.
Sí. So I took a master's on technology management.
Okay.
Sadly, I was not able to complete that master because of the accident and because of everything that happened. And then in 2017, I was lucky enough to be hired by Sinchu American School.
Okay.
And I've been there ever since. And once again, I want to thank them as well. They have been amazing to me, and the group of people that work there, amazing.
So the accident happened while you were still a student?
While I was studying, yes. I had finished my 2 years, and I had planned to stay in Taiwan a little longer because I had a project. My thesis was about creating a food chain in Taiwan, a franchise of Mexican food in Taiwan at that moment. So I already had that idea in mind because I saw so much potential. And then, well, the accident happened, and, happens, and I had to blur myself there. And, well, I don't want to say that it stopped. It just took longer than expected. Yes.
Okay.
And once he came, and he has been my rock. He has been my support. I don't think I would be where I am right now if it wasn't for him and for the amazing group of people that I have around me.
Understood.
So, yeah.
And in addition to the support of your Taiwanese friends, I'm just curious, how big is the Mexican or Latin American communities here in Taiwan? Do you also get help from those communities?
I think when I came here in 2010, there was a big number of students, but by now, as time passed, it just grew exponentially. Like a lot of people from Guatemala, a lot of people from Honduras, a lot of people from Paraguay. And then lately, I've seen a lot of Mexicans as well, which is something to feel proud of. So shout out to all my Mexicans in the island, and the ones that have been here and already left. I think we all miss Taiwan. Whenever we go back home, even though we know we're gonna come back, there's a few days that you're like, I miss Taiwan for some reason. Yeah.
I'm curious because you were saying, both of you, like when you first got here, it took a bit of adjusting to everything. It sounded like. What in particular? Because like for us, we're not Mexicans. I would like to have a better picture, I suppose, to how it was like for you. Like obviously the food, that's a big difference. But culturally, for example, how are the Taiwanese people different from Mexican people?
For me, for example, was the language. Because when I came here, I didn't know how to speak English. Not even Chinese. Yeah, my English was like really bad. Like I used to say like, are he sleep or something like that. Yes, my English was so bad. So when I came here, yes, everything around me was talking in English or Chinese. I was like, hi, hola, yes.
Hola.
So for me, it was the language, yes, and I learned 2 languages at the same time. I learned English and Chinese at the same time.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So it was just for me it was the language.
I think a little bit is Mexican people, or at least Latin American people, will very, like Taiwanese like to say, rushing, right? And sometimes when you are too rushing, Taiwanese people kind of feel, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but they might not know how to match the energy sometimes, because you are more calm people.
Yeah, very reserved.
Yeah, very reserved, very reserved. I think also like the friendships, even though they have always been nice people, but I always kind of felt there is always this
barrier,
this little distance. I'm talking about 15 years ago.
Okay.
Things have definitely changed in 15 years. And it's clear that Taiwanese people, the new generations, are way more open and are more welcoming to foreigners. So I think it has been a beautiful experience seeing that grow, the evolution of foreigners and Taiwanese people together, coming together. I see a lot of events, a lot of shows, a lot of podcasts, a lot of YouTube channels where you see Taiwanese people and foreigners working together. So definitely beautiful.
And moving back to the restaurant, you already had the idea of creating this franchise, of restaurants. So that said, when you actually opened your restaurant, what preparations did you have to do ahead of that? Because I would assume that being in Taiwan, maybe some of the ingredients are not as easily available, for example. Also, how did Taiwanese people take to the taste of Mexican food?
Actually, it took us like 6 months. Yeah, because at the beginning, our food was like so spicy or so salty, because in Mexico, we like salt and we like spicy. So when the Taiwanese came to try our tacos, they told us like, oh, this is too salty, this is too spicy. So we had to adjust everything. So it took us like 6 months, right?
Yes, it took us a couple of events, maybe 6 months to a year to adjust, to find the right taste where it wasn't too salty or too spicy, but it wasn't losing the essence of what the food is or what the dish is. And we listened to the people and we found the perfect balance between salt, spiciness, and flavor. About the ingredients, there's a couple of ingredients that you can get in Taiwan. There's some Mexican brands that have made it all the way through to the Taiwanese market. So we're thankful for that, because it's always nice to have some jalapenos, some frijoles,
some tortillas.
Yes. And there are some ingredients that we definitely need to bring from Mexico, because it just brings an extra special flavor to the dishes. So whenever we fly back, or sometimes we need to ask our parents to send a package with some spices or some ingredients. But yeah, it has been I don't want to say difficult, but it just interesting part.
Yes, interesting.
Figuring it out, it was interesting.
For example, what kind of ingredients that you have to bring all the way from Mexico?
For example, the meat, we sell chorizo tacos. For the chorizo, to prepare the chorizo, we need different ingredients that you cannot find it in Taiwan. That's why many people they like our chorizo, because it's different. It's completely different, because all the ingredients we bring it from home, from Mexico. So actually, the names of the ingredients, they are a little bit like interesting.
One is called Buen Sabor, which is good flavor.
Good flavor, yes.
And the other one is called Especies Mixtas, which is mixed spices. And that's how I learned to do it back home, because you gotta earn a little bit if you want to take a girl out, or if you want to buy your own shoes, and So I was working, and I had the chance to work in taco place, and also in a place that cooks what we call carnitas, which is the pulled pork, and that's how I learned.
That's not the end of our conversation with Ivan and David Perez. Please remember to tune into our next episode as they share more about their experience and adventures of working in the food industry here in Taiwan. Thanks for listening.
This is Ching and Cho
and Mary Ann Shoko.
See you guys next week. Bye.
You're tuning in to Radio Taiwan International, Taiwan's national broadcaster. Here at RTI, we have a range of entertaining and informative content for you to enjoy. You can find all of our content on our website at en.rti.org.tw. That's en.rti.org.tw for news, shows, and more. We're also on shortwave radio. If you're residing in South Asia, we broadcast from 1600 to 1700 UTC at 9405 kilohertz. From all of us here at RTI, we wish you a lovely day.